The USCSS Pioneer groaned, a dying leviathan in the silent black. Alarms shrieked as Jack Morrison fought the dead controls, his own pain a sharp counterpoint to the ship's death throes. A spatial anomaly had grabbed them, a cosmic tantrum that spat them out into an unknown system. Through the cracked viewport, a planet of swirling orange and violet filled his vision. God was all he had time to utter before the atmosphere grabbed his ship and tore it apart. He woke to the hiss of escaping pressure and the coppery taste of his own blood. The medical scanner flashed a grim diagnosis: 3 fractured ribs, life support failing. With a groan, he forced the hatch open, stumbling out into blinding light and alien air. 2 suns hung in a lavender sky. The air was breathable, thick with the scent of ozone and strange spices. They emerged from the shimmering heat haze tall, impossibly so, at least 8 feet. They were all female, their skin a mosaic of shifting cerulean and viridian, moving with a predatory grace. Their eyes were pools of absolute black, no white, no pupil. They carried weapons that looked like polished bone and living wood. The leader stepped forward, her voice a low, resonant hum that somehow formed perfect English. "Do not move. Resistance is futile. You speak English," Jack coughed, clutching his side. "Your language is primitive, but simple to decode." Her onyx eyes scanned him, missing nothing. "You are the 17th male of your kind to come to this world in this cycle. They took him to their city. It wasn't built, it was grown. Walls were transparent membranes that pulsed with a slow, rhythmic breath. Light glowed from within living vines. Technology here was a fusion of biology and mechanics, elegant and unsettling." He was placed in a cell that felt like warm cartilage. Later, in a chamber that resembled an organic observatory, the leader, who called herself CEX-9, showed him the truth, a hologram of his own DNA spun in the air. "Your species lost the ability to produce males millennia ago," CEX-9 stated, her voice devoid of emotion but heavy with implication. "We face extinction. The 16 males before you were deemed ... incompatible." A cold dread filled Jack's gut. What happened to them? They were recycled. Her black eyes held his. "But you are different, Jack Morrison. Your DNA possesses a rare marker, XY47. It allows for extreme adaptation. Your body is already rewriting itself to survive here. You are compatible." Back in his cell, despair threatened to consume him. Then another man was shoved inside. He was thin, with the haunted eyes of someone who had seen too much. Chen, geologist. "I've been here 3 months," he whispered. "What do they want?" Jack asked, his voice raw. "More than you think," Chen said. "They're not the monsters here. They're refugees. They're running from something worse, something called the Hunters." CEX-9 confirmed it hours later, showing him their history in a terrifying holographic record. Giant figures 100 meters tall, black as obsidian, moving with a glacial, inevitable pace. Where they walked, life plant, animal, everything was transformed into glittering, dead black crystal. "They are planet scourges," CEX-9 said, "and they will be here in 20 rotations. This is our last refuge." A plan, desperate and audacious, formed in Jack's mind. He stood tall, ignoring the pain in his ribs. "I have a quantum comms ray on my ship. I can fix it. I can call a colony ship from Earth 5,000 people, men and women. They can be here in 3 years. In return, you help us fight these hunters. An alliance, no dissection, no experiments." Sex-9 studied him, the silence stretching, a covenant. "But to survive the desert and fight, you must change. You must accept the accelerated genetic fusion protocol. It will rewrite you, cell by cell."
Agony.
Chen warned later, "It will be agony." Jack thought of the 16 dead men. He thought of 5,000 lives on their way. He looked at CEX-9. "Do it."
Do it.
The process was a hell beyond any pain. It felt like his skeleton was being shattered and reforged, his muscles torn and rewoven. He screamed until his voice gave out. When he awoke, He was looking at a stranger in a reflective crystal surface. He was taller, his body a symphony of powerful, corded muscle under skin that shimmered with a blue metallic sheen. His eyes were darker, but he could see further, hear the whisper of sand grains miles away. He could feel the planet's heartbeat, a low thrum of energy, and on the horizon, a dissonant, static chill. The hunters, we have less time than we thought. His new voice, deeper, resonated in the chamber.
The silicon has a
They're
weakness.
coming. Working with Chen and the Zex Prime engineers, they devised a plan. Chen had discovered the hunters were silicon-based life forms. Their weakness was resonant sound waves. They scavenged the amplifiers from Jack's ship, building sonic towers around the city. But when the hunter arrived, a walking mountain of black crystal, their plan shattered. The sonic barrier didn't destroy it. It fractured it. The single giant broke apart into a swarming, skittering horde of smaller, 5-meter-tall creatures, faster and far more vicious. The battle was a nightmare. The Zex Prime warriors fought valiantly, but were being overrun. Jack moved like a blur, his new strength allowing him to shatter the creatures. But there were too many. One of them lunged, a crystalline shard piercing his side. He fell, his blood now dark, cobalt blue splattering on the creature. The blood sizzled, eating into the silicon like acid. "Jack, your blood," Chen yelled, pulling him to cover. "The enzyme in your hybrid blood. It dissolves them, then take it all." Jack gasped. "Transfuse it. It's not enough. It would kill you." Jack's eyes drifted to his wrecked ship, where the damaged quantum core still pulsed with unstable energy. A final, terrible solution crystallized in his mind. No, there's a bigger way. Ignoring the searing pain, he stumbled and ran towards the Pioneer. CEX-9 saw his intention. "Protect him," she commanded. The remaining Zex Prime warriors formed a last, desperate circle around the ship, a final stand against the swarming hunters. Jack hauled himself into the engine room. He smashed the safety glass and slammed his hand on the core override. "Send a different message," he growled as warning lights flashed. Quantum core breach. He closed his eyes, waiting for the end. It didn't come as an explosion. The core imploded. There was no sound, only a wave of pure white light that erupted from the ship, washing over the battlefield in absolute silence. It touched the swarming hunters, the Zex Prime, Chen, Jack, everything. When the light faded, no one was dead. The black crystalline hunters were now a pristine, translucent white. They stood motionless for a moment, then began to dissolve into a shower of glittering motes of light that fell like gentle snow. Where they touched the ground, forests of white crystal trees sprang to life, instantly purifying the air and releasing water vapor. Jack, Chen, and CEX-9 stood together, transformed again. Their skin held a softer, shared luminescence. They didn't need to speak. A new, gentle awareness flowed between them, a shared consciousness, and with it came understanding. The hunters were not destroyers. They were a hive species, terraformers on a cosmic scale. They didn't end life. They transmuted it, preparing worlds for a new, more complex genesis. They had seen the Zex Prime and humanity not as pests, but as worthy seeds to be integrated and preserved. Weeks later, the oasis city of New Genesis thrived, a blend of organic Zex architecture and gleaming white crystal. The first hybrid children were born, healthy and strong. Jack stood before the repaired comms array. He sent a new message, his voice calm and filled with a hard-won peace. To the Genesis colony ship and to all of humanity. "This is Jack Morrison from the planet New Genesis. Cancel the rescue mission. I repeat, cancel the rescue mission. Instead, prepare for a journey. Send pioneers, send builders, send dreamers. We have found not just a new home, but the next page in our evolution. Life here is not about conquest. It's about integration, adaptation, and becoming something greater than we were. We'll be waiting for you."
I know. The harvest.
As the two suns set, painting the sky in shades of gold and violet, Jack stood with Sex-9 and Chen, looking out at their new world. "We are no longer human or Zex Prime," CEX-9 said softly. Jack took her hand and Chen's, a silent bond flowing between them. "We are Genesis," he replied, "and this is just the beginning."
And this is just the beginning.